A product is not just the thing itself. You understand what I'm saying? It's not just about following this process. It's also about how does the customer receive, leverage, and understand it. Do you understand what I'm saying? A product, your process might be excellent. You've done a fantastic job. You've created, this person does this person does this, even if it's digital. You say, okay, you fill this form, it goes into this machine, the algorithm spits X, Y out. That is your process. But the real test of your process is the product, which is the other side. You understand what I'm saying? It's like looking at a mirror, right? If the mirror is cracked, you've done the right thing. You put your face in front of the mirror, and you're expecting the mirror to reflect at you. But if the mirror is cracked, or it's bent in some shape, is it going to give you an accurate reflection of you? Yes or no? It won't give you an accurate reflection of you. And that means that the product is broken. So when you see sometimes entrepreneurs get very frustrated, they say, well, I've done it. I've done the process. The process is perfect. Why are people not buying it? You know what? It might be because the product is broken. What people expect to feel by buying your product, they're not feeling it. You've not presented your product properly. You know, if you're doing a physical product, something as simple as packaging can make a difference, right? Something as simple as your complement, where are you selling this product, can make a difference. If it's a digital product, your UI, UX, making sure that, yes, all the functionality might be there, but it may be difficult for your user to use it. Because you have not made it easy. That is part of the what? The product. Right? Maybe it's not useful enough as a product. Maybe they can't use it when they need it. Right? Because you've made it an app, meanwhile, it needs to be manned by a human being. I'll give you a great example. So when I was CEO of Flutterwave, founding CEO of Flutterwave, I had a incredible, no, it's very difficult to sell APIs, and that was all we were. How many of us know what an API is? You see, I've already lost the room. Very deeply technical product. And really what we were was just a bunch of code. And I needed a way to show people that this thing is incredible. It can accept any payment, it can make any payment, it's not limited to Visa or Mastercard or American Express or mobile money, it can do all of it. And I was desperate to show people, and I would take these fancy slides and talk to people, talk, and people would just laugh and leave me alone. But the technology was working. The process was very good. So you know what I decided to do? I said, okay, I need a product. So what did I do? I developed a dummy website. And on the dummy website, I wrote, send money from your card to anybody, any bank account in Nigeria for 45 naira. Now, at the time, it cost 105 naira to transfer using your mobile app. And the problem with it is, well, first of all, you needed to have a mobile app. Second of all, you needed to know how to use a mobile phone. Third of all, you needed to, know your account number, be able to accept the card, the PIN, be able to accept this and that. Now, for most people who had bank accounts at the time, there was one simple way to use your bank account. You take your card, you walk up to an ATM. How many of us know this? Huh? You put your card inside the ATM, you punch your PIN, you get cash. Right? Very simple, I mean. Everybody knows how to operate that. But imagine now people getting into mobile phone, they have to download an app, they have to enter a password, maybe they've written the password down, but they missed a capital J, and it's supposed to be a small j, they get locked out, they have to go to the bank. It's getting long, yeah? So I wanted us to build a product. My dummy product was to make it as simple as going to the ATM and getting cash. Because that's what people do. Now I realized, well, these people, where are they going to enter their details? They're not used to entering the details on their card. Many of them have not even looked at those random numbers on their card. So you know what I did? I enlisted a bunch of agents. And I gave them the app. And I said, when you get somebody's card, you can punch the number into the app, do this, right? Give it to the person to enter their PIN or to send you a verification code that has been sent to their phone. And if you enter it correctly, I will disburse the money into your account, and then you can give them the cash. It works just like an ATM, but this time you don't have to travel, 2 hours on bike from your village to go use the ATM. Anybody with an internet connection in your village that has cash can do the business, and you can take your 45 naira. Okay? And that was how MoneyWave started. And that was my first big product. All the agents were using MoneyWave. It changed how people transferred. I had an innovative process. But until I was able to put that process, that innovative process, as a product in the hands of the right person to solve the right problem for the right person, for the right customer, I wasn't getting any what? Traction. Now, do we understand the difference between process and product? Do we understand that? They're two very different things. If you want to build a great business, it's important to have an innovative process. But if it's not going to end up in a product that users can understand in the context of their lives, it's just fancy nonsense. They need to be able to use it. And that's where most people get it wrong. So we've covered what? We've covered 4 things now. Huh? Number 1, what do you need? Who's following? Or should I give a prize so people wake up? Well, I'll answer because I don't have Sefa. So number 1 is you need a problem. Number 2, you need a paying customer, right? Number 3, you need a repeatable process for serving your what? Paying customer. Number 4, you need a product that your paying customer can use in the context that he understands. And then number 5, you need a plan. You need a what? A plan. So what is a plan? What do you need a plan for? Well, if you don't plan, right? If you fail to, what's my favorite thing? If you fail to plan, you're what? Planning to what? Fail. So you need to plan. You need to be able to say, well, I want to get to $1 million of revenue in 24 months. And so to get to $1 million of revenue in 24 months, in Togo, in Lomé Town, around Togo Mall, I can do about $100,000 this year. Okay? How many more Togo malls are there that can give me $100,000 this year? That is the level of planning you need to do as an entrepreneur. You don't just say, well, I have a product, my customers love my product, so there's no need to worry. I've built it, they will come. You don't say that. You have to go deep. You look around, okay, where else is there a Togo Mall type thing, where lots of people are showing up? Okay, maybe at the church, going to station some of my agents at the church. Maybe at the wedding. I'm going to station some of my agents at the wedding. Maybe, you know, at a funeral. I'll station some of my agents at the funeral. Or whatever it is. I don't know what your cultural context is. You're the one that will know what you're trying to sell. But you need to be very precise about how you're going to meet your targets, what you need to meet your targets, what it will cost you to meet your targets, what your gaps will be to meet your target. Without a detailed plan, both financial, human capital, process, targets, that everybody in your firm is aligned on, you're going to find it very, very difficult to grow. Because you cannot leave your growth to chance. You cannot just leave it to, you know, if it happens, it happens. You have to be very detailed about it. So, just to end off, and then I'll take questions. The 5 things you need to build a great business, an innovative technology business. Without these 5 things, don't start. Save yourself stress. It's hard enough even with these 5 things. Huh? So if you don't have these 5 things, you're wasting your time. Number 1, you need a problem. If there's no problem, don't start. Number 2, you need a paying customer. If you don't know who will pay for the problem you are solving, don't do it. Leave it for government. Okay? Or for God, even better. Right? They're the only people who solve problems for non-paying customers. And you're not either. Are you government? Are you God? So don't solve problems for customers that don't pay. Okay? Number 3, you need a process. If you must be around for the problem to be solved, you have not started. If the problem requires your attention to be solved, you have not started. If there is one human being that must be there all the time for the problem to be solved, you do not have a process. Your business should be such that anybody with 2 or 3 weeks of training can take the business and run with it. So you can go on vacation, or you can go and raise money. Are you a petty trader that when she shuts her shop to go buy goods, there's no business? You're not a petty trader. You're an innovative business person. So you should be able to run a process. But again, a process is useless if you do not package it as a product. If the customer doesn't get it in the context in which they can use it, your process is useless. You will not have enough throughput, enough volume for you to make the best of it. So again, you have to package that process as a what? Product, right? There's a reason, even if we are selling cocoa butter for our hair, you know they can just pack it inside nylon bag and give you. Do you know why they don't do that? They can just pack it in. After all, it's the same ingredients. They can just pack it, use nylon bag and just pack the shea butter and wrap it and give it to you. But no, they put it in a nice container and they smoothen it and they make it look nice and put nice sign on it because they're trying to do what? They're trying to give it to you as a product so you can put it in your shelf. Because you're not going to put the nylon bag of shea butter on your shelf, will you? You're not going to pay to put nylon bag of shea butter on your shelf. If your mother gives it to you for free, you won't mind. But you're not going to buy that from entrepreneurs. No, you're not going to do that. And then, finally, you need a plan, a financial plan that ensures you can hit clear targets. You're doing your resource to hit those clear targets. Not that you get a rush of orders and you say, oh, the orders have finished. Meanwhile, you've increased the number of people selling. What did you expect to happen? What did you expect to happen? You increase the number of salespeople and then you say the order finished. Why did you increase the number of salespeople when you didn't have enough stock? Now you have to pay for those salespeople. Because they did their job, but you did not plan. So you did not do your job. So those are the 5 things. Thank you very much. So we can take the questions now. I don't know who will help us. Okay, my brother. I'll just sit down if you permit me, and then you can take the questions, and I'll put on my...
Thank you. I'm Ray Kojuliano, Energy Engineer, Manager of the work group. Thank you for the presentation. I'm from Togo. We have our company in Togo. It's very insightful presentation. I've learned a lot from the presentation, so I'm happy for that. So the question that I want to ask, sometimes we take a lot of time to plan on, as you see. We have our business plan, we have all, but we never get the financial. So as through your experiences, like you are saying, what are you seeing that can be the problem for this kind of situation? That is my question. Thank you.
Yes, fantastic. So people plan, but they don't get the financial resources to execute their plan. Abi? It's a very, very common problem. And it's a symptom of something, right? It's a symptom of the fact that you have planned without looking at your resources. Do you understand what I'm saying? You know, you can pull a financial plan from the internet with somebody else's resources. You say, oh, you know, we're going to make $1 million this year. We'll take 500,000. We'll buy the product or make the product, then we will sell, right? Meanwhile, in your bank account, you don't even have 100 set up. You understand what I'm saying? What is going to happen? You will fail because you're planning with resources you don't have. Do you understand what I'm saying? Plan with the resources that are in your hand. Don't let your eye be too big. If what you have in your hand, you know that, okay, you know what? I can start with 1,000 sefa. What can I do with 1,000 sefa? If you double 1,000 sefa, you have what? 2,000 sefa. Yeah? 1,000 sefa can go back to make another what? 1,000 sefa, another 2,000 sefa. Can you see how the capital starts to compound? So when you plan at a unit economics level, and plan first with your customer base. Okay? This is how many people in this particular area will need. Now, what you will find is that there will be 2 tiers of customers. There are customers that will look at your products. If you plan properly and you have a sample of your product and you show them, they will look at your product and they'll say, you know what, I can give you a big order. That big order allows you to solve your fixed cost problem, okay? So don't start until you have sold those big orders. Somebody wants 1,000 jars. Somebody wants 3,000 jars. You know, even in software, I see a lot of people, they build software for one customer that it will cost them more than the price they can charge to acquire. And I say, why are you doing this? Why not go and look for a big company, right? That can be a channel, like a bank or a telco. If your software is good, they can take it and distribute it for you and you share revenue with them. They will solve your, what we call a cold start problem. That's how to plan. Okay? Don't plan in a lacking context. Plan with a clear customer, not a numbers customer or everybody is my market customer, not a PowerPoint customer. I'm talking about a real life customer that can pay. Plan with that customer in mind. You can tell that customer, well, you can see I can do it but you know I don't have the financing to produce at your level. Maybe you can give me a PO or an invoice or purchase order, something that is backable. I can now take that big order, go to a financier and say, look, I have somebody who's willing to pay. Can you give me the money to produce? This is my margin. I'll give you half to start. That is how you plan. So it's not the type of planning you just sit down in your room and you write nonsense and call it a business plan. No. This is a planning you do with your leg and with your mouth on the streets. Okay? Okay, I want to be mindful of other people. So let's take other people's question. Okay.
Bonsoir, je réponds au nom de Senyo Maono Mathias, étudiant à l'Institut de formation en alternance pour le développement. Je vous remercie pour la présentation de ce soir. Au premier point, on nous a parlé d'avoir le problème. De nos jours, nous voyons qu'il y a des gens qui ont déjà mis les choses en place. J'aimerais savoir, est-ce que nous pourrons toujours revenir sur le problème d'une personne et essayer d'en travailler pour faire d'autres choses? Et dans ce cas, comment pouvons-nous y procéder pour pouvoir avoir du succès dans notre entreprise? Merci.
Okay. Can you work on somebody else's problem? You can work on any problem so long as there's a paying customer. There's no such thing as a problem that is exclusive to somebody. You know what I mean? So long as there's somebody that's willing to pay for a solution to that problem, you know what I mean? You can build a solution. It's equal opportunity. Is that what you mean? Yes, there's nothing like, I don't believe in stealing ideas. Ideas don't matter. Solutions do. You know? So long as it's a solution to somebody's problem, and you can solve the problem, don't wait for anybody. Just go and solve the problem. Okay? Does that answer your question? Fantastic. Anybody else? There's a gentleman in front here. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Please, sir, I want to understand the third point, which is repeatable process.
Yes.
Can you explain more, please?
Okay, fantastic. So, what product do you make? Honey, Abby?
Yes.
I remember you from lunch. You make honey. Fantastic. So, if your junior brother graduated from university today, can he make the honey using a list of steps?
He can make it.
If you train him?
Yes, he can.
How will he learn it?
He will follow me to the... Oh, he can be with me in the place where I'm doing it.
Okay, and then you watch what you're doing.
Yes.
Okay, do you have any kind of manual? Have you written down the steps for what you're doing?
No.
No. Do you have videos? Have you taken videos of this is how I do it?
No.
No. So you don't have a repeatable process. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So if you want to make your business repeatable process, what you do is you take a video. Oh, this is how I'm doing this. Look at it. Look at the things you need to watch. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. Now, you can construct it into a file. You can send it to a new hire. Say, watch this video before you come. Show them once, and the next day, if you're sick or you're not available because you went to talk to an investor, or you're God forbid you're sick, but if you're not available, you went to talk to an investor, you traveled for a conference, you're here, they can do it instead of you. That means you have a repeatable process. Does that answer my question? Your question?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Okay, this gentleman in front has been raising up his hand. In the blue.
Merci. Je suis Piron Ndiaye, étudiant en économie. Ma question se pose sur le premier point, le problème. Effectivement, à ce niveau, ça m'a touché. Je suis étudiant, mais je fais dans l'agriculture. Et l'année dernière, malgré les efforts, il y a eu une bonne sécheresse et puis tout est foutu, quoi. C'est tombé à l'eau. Et j'ai commencé les recherches sur le net pour voir comment optimiser optimiser la gestion de son exploitation. Et je suis tombé sur une vidéo d'un Français qui montrait comment il a pu optimiser la gestion de son exploitation. Et il a utilisé un programme 365 FarmNet, le programme qui lui permettait de voir à quel moment il y en aura la sécheresse et donc quelle culture en ce moment pour pouvoir s'adapter. Donc, par exemple, j'ai l'idée d'accroître la production du maïs, mais avec l'utilisation du logiciel, je vois que le maïs, ça va tomber en faillite, donc il faut plutôt autre culture. Voilà, et c'est à ça que je voulais m'inscrire. Et quand j'ai commencé l'inscription, dans le processus, il y avait une partie pays pour sélectionner ton pays et j'ai fouillé. J'ai vu que la France, Suisse, Royaume-Uni, les pays qui ne sont pas africains. Et c'est là que je me suis calé, je dis, ah, ça veut dire que je ne peux pas m'inscrire. Ma question est là. À ce niveau, est-ce qu'il y a actuellement certains centres de formation qui nous permettent aussi d'avoir la main sur ces logiciels ou bien c'est peut-être que nous, notaires, sont autrement et que ça ne peut pas marcher?
Well, it's because nobody has built the product. Somebody had to build 365 farm, I mean, for them to have it in France and Switzerland and all that. But nobody built 365. Yeah, so you can build it, or you can find somebody who can build it, and now it will be a solution for everybody. So it's a problem, but it's looking for somebody who will solve it. That's what entrepreneurs do. So now the question is, are you going to be the one, or should we continue to look for somebody else? Does that answer your question? There's no training center for that. If an entrepreneur does not rise to solve that problem, it will remain unsolved. And again, knowing when the drought is coming is one way to look at how to solve the problem. Is the problem knowing when the drought is there, or being able to water your plants whether there is drought or no drought? Which one is the problem? Huh? Because if it's the latter, there are irrigation systems, there are other things that you can do. Pump irrigation system, water that can economize water. You need to again look at YouTube, yeah, and solve the problem of the drought. You can imagine a place like Israel that's in the middle of the desert. They make food. How? Have you ever been curious about how they do it? Drip irrigation systems, all these things, they're all made. Human beings like me and you make them. Just because their skin is white doesn't mean they know more than we do. Huh? Or they have some superpower. It's our grandparents that used to believe that white man has superpower. He's flesh and blood like me and you. Right? Just because he's born in France doesn't mean he has any superpower. So you can understand whatever they understand that would allow you to solve your problem. rather than look for training center or look for other things. Because there's no point of looking outside of yourself for solutions to your problem. Nobody can want to solve your problem more than you. Does that answer your question? Good. Yeah. Any other questions?
Bonsoir, merci. Iyin Aboyeji, je suis dans les médias et l'audiovisuel. Ma question c'est de savoir, est-ce qu'il faut nécessairement être technicien des technologies pour pouvoir entreprendre dans ce domaine? Si par exemple j'arrive à détecter un problème que je pense qu'il peut être une idée d'entrepreneuriat, est-ce que je dois nécessairement développer d'abord les compétences ou est-ce que je dois simplement m'attacher les services d'un technicien ou comment ça marche? Est-ce que vous avez une expérience spécifique dans ce sens?
Yeah. So I mean, one thing I tell people, and they're always shocked. I have founded, maybe 5 technology companies. I have invested in over 110 technology companies. I do not know how to code. I've never coded a line of code in my life. So it is not true that you need to be a software developer to build technology. A lot of these things are common sense. If you have a problem, you can solve it. Now, the thing though is, of course, you need somebody with a technology skill set to work with you, right? To be able to build the solution. And that's where you need to find a partner who has that knowledge. But building any business is more than just being able to write code or being able to build technology. It's about service, it's about business. And if you know those things, you can build a solution, but you need to partner with somebody who can write the software. So that's how I would answer that question. Does that answer your question? Okay.
Une question. Oui, la dame.
Sorry.
Ok, merci. Donc, vous répondez à la question. Donc, je voudrais vous amener à aller un peu plus loin. Est-ce que cette personne est systématiquement votre associé ou est-ce que c'est un prestataire que vous engagez et qui fait le boulot pour vous?
It depends on your circumstance. If and what you're trying to build. So if the person that you know and trust can do the job wants to partner with you, all well and good, right? If the person that you know and trust has his own business and he can solve the problem and just requires payments for his services, also good. But then you also have to look at what resources you have. If you don't have money to pay for a developer, there's no point looking for one that's looking for money. You have to find somebody that believes in the idea as much as you do and is willing to work for maybe equity or some other pay at a later time. Because if you don't have money and you're looking for somebody who needs to be paid, you're wasting your own time. You don't have money, you're not going to get money without a product, so why waste your time like that? I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah? So it depends on your circumstances. You have many options and you have to find the one that works for you, depending on who you think can do the job. The most important thing is to find somebody who can do the job. Okay. My brother over there is asking, and maybe we'll go back to my uncle. We'll go back to my brother who we started with and then we end. So we continue with him, go back and then we can end. Okay, yes.
Okay. Merci beaucoup. I want to go into French. I'm not very fluent in English.
It's okay. I have a translator in my ear.
Oui. Bon, je suis le promoteur de Flytalk, un start-up de mise en relation des matériels, bon, des ressources humaines et matérielles. Bon, nous avons une application en place où bon, nous faisons nos activités. Bon, c'est vrai, l'application est en cours de construction, on n'a pas encore fini. Et je voudrais savoir quelle est la meilleure manière de lancer une application mobile. Habituellement, ce qu'on a l'habitude de voir, suivant les tâches, ils organisent un grand événement où ils font l'explication et de l'entreprise. Voilà, bon, moi je vais en tant que startup, est-ce qu'il faut toujours suivre ce procédure-là? Merci.
No, no. So I always find the launching an event very funny because except to use the app to book for the event, people come to the event and leave the event without downloading the app, which is the point. So if it's a consumer application, I always suggest that you have something called an invite list, right? So you make it invite only, exclusive. So you have people sign up, there's a waiting list. You can talk about the design of the app. You can show the pictures of the design of the app, show people how nice it is, everything. But you maintain a waiting list so that you can observe each cohort as they come. And you have people who can tell stories about the app and the kind of utility it has, assuming that it has some utility for them. Yeah? So that's the consumer approach. If it's a B2B or B2B2C, then, there's something, I have a friend, I admire him a lot. He's one of the best consumer marketers I know. You know what he did? So one day he got a job to promote a chat app. Huh? He first of all negotiated the salary. He said, look, for my services, you pay me 5 million a month or whatever. They agreed. They said, yeah, we heard about you. So I said, okay. I need a budget of just give me, 20 million. And don't worry, I was supposed to say 20 million. Any event, no. You know what he did? He went to Redemption Camp. Redeem, the big camp in Lagos, where they have 5 million people. He printed a big banner. He talked to some of the people, and then he just put, read Daddy Gio's message on WeChat, now giving away the app, on WeChat daily by signing up here. In one day, he had 1 million users. So you have to think outside the box. Where are your customers? How can you access your customers? They will never come to an event, right? And what do you need to tell them? This is the product question. What do you need to tell them that will make your app instantly useful to them? You understand what I'm trying to say? If you say, the 1,000th person or the 1 millionth person to send the transfer will get all expenses paid trip to France. You will see the speed with which people will download your app. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of people go waste money on an event without asking themselves, okay, what is the offer? How do I present this product to the people who need it? And rather than spend money, waste money on an event, you take that money and you use it to reward usage, which is what you're trying to drive anyway. So have I answered your question? Okay, my brother, we end with him and then we can all go home. We're tired. I can see it.
Okay, thank you. I bounce back on the previous question that I asked. So, talking about financial. Me, in my case, I'm an energy engineer, member of World Energy Council. So I've participated in a lot of study by consultants, so I've learned a lot. That helped me to set the company that I'm talking about, a way group, actually in Rome specialize in energy and e-mobility. So we've developed several business models and we have financial issues. Let me tell you. So one of our problems actually, we got some clients, some sustainable clients, successful clients, but we started working with them. We got order around 2 million safer. That is affordable for me. I can supply, I can use money to make this business. So the problem is that our environment there, the financing is not easy. If you go to the bank will ask you a guarantee, something.
No, you can't get money from the bank for that.
Yeah. So what I want to get from you, like a mentor, is that what is the solution for us? Because these events, the purpose is financial. Me, I'm especially there to learn a lot, to find my solution. But if you can give me this this key that can help me to find a way, get my financial to run my business very well. Because actually we have a lot of things that we said to, but this is not are not moving. It's not that we don't have. I'm coming on the problem. The problem that we told about is that it's not a money issue. We already work to fix the opportunity. How to get the money to make this
implement.
In this case, I can go to the clients, ask again. The client will not just speak against you as a small businessman. I will go to look for someone. Me, I want to get this opportunity. I want to make this business. So I need financial.
Yeah, but you see, anywhere you go and look for money, right? There's something we call the cost of capital. Cost of capital. So if the client is not going to pay upfront, you would have built in his cost of capital into his price. Yeah? Just like the interest you pay the bank. Yeah? Now, the money in the bank doesn't belong to the bank. It's people who put their money in the bank that the bank is now loaning to you. You know you can go to those people directly, yeah? Okay.
That is what I'm looking for.
Yeah, but it's individuals, right? Yeah. So you can go to your friend, people that know you well, if you have a good network, and you're a trustworthy person. You say, look, my friend, I have invoice of 2 million SEPA. This project will cost me 1 million SEPA. If I go to the bank will take 800 of the 1 million SEPA. You know what, my friend? Let's do 500. You understand what I'm saying? Your friend knows you. He can see the PO. Maybe your friend will say, okay, make sure that he change the payment account on the PO to my account. So I see my money first, then I give you your 500 SEPA. Your friend will say, okay. Right? Do you understand? That's how you solve problems as an entrepreneur. Financing is a problem just like any other problem that you face as an entrepreneur. Your job is to find a way. So I'm already being shoot out. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful, wonderful day.